Now, Uncle Jim and Uncle Bill were in town not long ago, trying to get to Costco for a tire change, you know. Jim was navigating, said he knew the shortest cut, but he was wrong, and now the boys were tangled up down in the gut. Well, they got into the biggest row, just like they always do. Bill figured he knew handy about where Costco was, too. "Good enough," said Jim. "I guess I'll call you boss. Just keep us clear of that snarbuckle. You know, Rawlins Cross." Bill was feeling cocky now that he was at the wheel. He thought he'd go through Rawlins Cross. Showed Jim 'twas no big deal. He never should have gone, but he had no idea about the news that Rawlins Cross was changed to Rawlins Roundbout. And so that was how it came to be that sunny day in June. The boys were sucked into the vortex, almost came to ruin. They couldn't get on Monkstown, see? They couldn't make the turn. And with the cops right tight behind them, sure, they couldn't go astern. Before he even knew it, Bill was gone round once or twice. He saw moo-moos go flying by, thought ice cream would be nice. "Go up Rennie's Mill," bawled Jim. "About 3 points off the starboard." "How can I get a chance?" roared Bill. "All hands is going larboard." After going around an hour with no sign of getting out, they noticed others going round the Rawlins Roundabout. A metrobus was just ahead, some vehicles from the forces, a Harvey's oil truck and 2 constabulary horses. There was tourists stood up waiting, trying to get from King's to Flavin. Debbie Hanlon up to Stella's, just a-smilin' and a-wavin'. Then Jim, he noticed something, said, "I must be getting giddy. Look behind that beer truck, Bill, the one from Kitty Vitty." 'Twas the mayor in a snowplow with his deputy O'Leary. Danny had the wheel and was driving pretty scary. They were going around with plow down and all the salt that they could carry. Sheila said, "Oh, Danny boy, think this will work in January?" 6 fellows on a bandstand were full of angry gripes, playing Celtic rock on guitars and bagpipes. Dave Panting spoke up for them. "Mr. Mayor, have no doubt, we won't be changing our good name to Rawlins Roundabout." Michelle Brophy gets the trophy for her colourful description of the Barp City Hall and their barping traffic system. And you know that little road into the middle of the mess? A brand new Tim's was going there. Best kind of spot, I guess. My son, now what a tangle with the summer roadworks on. 'Twas nothing only detours out to Galway and beyond. If you was on the way to Flat Rock, you might end up in Witless Bay, and the crowd from up the shore is still in Airport Heights, I'd say. Then all at once a hero came to save us from the mess, in a freshly pressed constabulary uniform, I guess. He was on the scene at Queen's, at King's he was on Springs. He was slaving hard at Flavin as he got control of things. He was cool and he was calm, and on his face there was no doubt, and he quickly tamed the chaos of the Rawlins Roundabout. Who was this superhero? Stopped us spinning like a top? The automotive maestro, Frank Miller, traffic cop. Well, Jim and Bill, they finally made their starboard turn on Rennie's Mill, got in the gas line up to Costco, and I suppose they're up there still. By and by the rest of us stopped whirling round and round, and went to look for parking spots somewhere in downtown. Truth be told, I suppose that's the reason why we were spinning in the roundabout till Miller happened by. It's hard to say now just how many kilometres we covered just because we were too tight to pay the meters. What meters would be that, you say? Those meters are all gone, decapitated neatly from the poles that they were on. Parking's free and dogs can pee in any spot all round the city, and that's the other reason Jim and Bill were down in Kitty Vitty. Turns out the crowd down in the gut is getting restless, see, with St. John's Council telling them how things are going to be. They got a plan to separate and place themselves outside the St. John's city limits, and annex the pond besides. So they hired Jim and Bill to cut those meters off last week, bring them down to Mallard Cottage, and sir, right now as we speak, those meters are all going up around the shoreline of the pond, on the road out to the dump, and I think perhaps beyond. And when regatta comes and we all got to park down there, they'll generate the revenue to meet their fiscal year. They know it will be easy, won't need cannon, ball, or cutlass, 'cause they know with Kitty Vitty gone, the townies will be gutless.